This place got a new face, killing Joe's face. Got a Joe thing, chilling in a new fade. Blue space in a new place, what did he say? He done tic-tac, feeling like a true play. Step back and I never say no. I was winning over there, now I'm spinning out of flow. Got a feeling in the air, but I'm feeling kinda low. Got a ceiling over here, and I think it's gonna blow. Hey, this place got a new face, killing Joe's face.
Yo, 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 it's time for another show. Hey, we ain't even gonna waste a whole lot of time on this one. I'm Aquarian OG, and you should get to know me. And we're about to get into something that I normally don't talk about at all. I was on Reddit, and I seen the question, what's the craziest emergency call you've ever been on? I usually don't have an answer when people ask me this, but immediately, for some reason this time, it came right to me. I had completely forgot that this has happened. I completely forgot that I seen all of this. My craziest call as a fire department personnel was turned into a movie. For those of you that don't know, I was in the fire department. I was a rescue lieutenant. I think I did about close to 10 years. But yeah, when people find out that I was in the fire department, they say, what's a crazy call that you've been on? I usually don't have an answer. This time, I got that answer. Let's go. I ain't even, like and subscribe, because this is going to be interesting than a motherfucker. You're going to want to check this out. Let's go. Intrigued yet? Some of y'all might recognize it. Alright, so to kick this off, it was a nice day outside, as you can see. It was like about late summer. I want to say late summer, like around August, if I recall right. It was late afternoon as well. Me and the wife, the one that I was married to in the Maury Povich video, was about a mile away from all of this going on. Let's go. The Erie, Pennsylvania pizza bomber.
Shortly before 2 p.m. on August 28, 2003, William...
Okay, it was August. And you have to excuse the sound on this one. It's like on one side. I don't know why they recorded it like this. I guess it was old technology. But just bear with me. The video is only like 8 minutes long. And I'll stop to talk and we'll get a break and then back to whatever this is. This is on my left side, so...
A. Rothstein, Marjorie D.
Apologize for the
Armstrong's
audio.
former fiance, calls Mamma Mia's Pizzeria at 5154 Peach Street. Around 2 p.m., Tony DiTomo answers a phone at Mamma Mia's. DiTomo, the owner, has a hard time understanding the deep-voiced caller. He passes the receiver to Brian Wells, age 46. Wells takes down an order for 2 small pepperoni and sausage pizzas. He drives his green Chevy Geo Metro to deliver the pizzas to 8631 Peach Street. There he meets friends Rothstein, Deal Armstrong, Kenneth Barnes, who Wells knew through a crack-addicted prostitute. Wells leaves the site wearing a...
Damn. Who Wells knew through a crack-addicted prostitute. Let me turn this up. I don't know if y'all can hear this. The audio is like bad.
collar bomb. Rothstein follows him in his yellow-colored Mercury Marquise. According to Barnes' testimony in federal court, after Wells delivers pizzas to the site, he finds a collar bomb is real and changes his mind about wanting to participate in the bank robbery. Around 2:38 p.m., Wells walks into the PNC Bank in Summit Town Center wearing a bomb locked to his neck and carrying a cane-shaped gun.
Meanwhile, he's wearing that bomb. What they're saying, if you can't hear, he's wearing that bomb. He walks into the bank that's on one of the main streets in Erie, Pennsylvania. That cane right there is actually a gun. You can see the lump under his neck that's a bomb. He's wearing it's under a what is it, a Guess shirt or something like that? Of all choices of clothing, Guess. He has instructions from the people that called for the pizza delivery to go rob this bank. So it was a setup. They called him to deliver the pizza, but they put the bomb around his neck when he came to drop the pizzas off and sent him on a scavenger hunt to rob this bank and complete these steps to get these keys to disarm this bomb or get it off or whatever the case was. Meanwhile, me and the ex-wife are about a mile away from all this going on, trying to have dinner at a crappy Ruby Tuesdays. Oh my God, that service was terrible.
He waits patiently in line before handing a teller a note that says he wants $250,000. Within 10 minutes, the troopers converge on Wells, whose car is pulled over in the driveway of Eyeglass World at 7200 Peach Street.
This is just up the street from where I was at. All this is going on like like about a mile away from where I'm sitting, like right now. Like not right now, but then right now. Like at this time, I was at a restaurant having shitty service.
He had to go first when he robbed the bank, get out of the bank, go over to the flower bed in the McDonald's, turn over a stone, receive some notes there. Then he was to come around the Eyeglass World, which he was in the process of doing when he was arrested, get out of the car, tie an orange ribbon around the fire hydrant, indicating that he had gotten the money from the bank. He then was to get back in the car and go to the exit 180 sign of Kearsarge off of I-79, go into the woods there, get some more notes. Then he was to get back on Interchange Road, go south on 79, get off at the McCain Township sign, and receive more notes. And it was in the process of that he would have expired after the device detonated.
Troopers order Wells to get out of the car and handcuff him. They then discover he has a bomb strapped to him under a t-shirt that says Guess for the brand of jeans.
When I arrived on scene, Mr. Wells, who had just robbed the PNC Bank, went in, asked for $250,000, left with a significantly less amount of money, $2,807, was under arrest and was in discussion with the Pennsylvania State Police about who he was and what he was doing. And what he said was he was a pizza delivery driver, was forced to go to a tower site to deliver pizzas, and then was forced to wear a collar to go rob the bank.
Wells speaks to troopers surrounding him. "This isn't me," he says. "Did you call my boss?"
See, meanwhile, this is going on in the busiest time of day. Heavy traffic. Heavy traffic. I don't even know why we chose to go to. This is like up the street from the mall. Like if you know where Mill Creek Mall is, this is like up the street from it. That's a pretty busy area around this time of day. People are getting off and making their way home from work and second shift changeover and all of the other stuff going on. He's asking for if they call his boss.
The whole crux of the case, though, quite honestly, was for Marjorie Deal Armstrong, who came up with the idea to rob the bank, to get money, to pay Ken Barnes, to kill her father, to get a large inheritance that she had coming to her.
Around 3:04 p.m., the Erie Bureau of Police gets a call from a state trooper asking for Bureau's bomb squad to respond. At 3:18 p.m., the bomb Wells is wearing explodes as he sits in the pavement near his car.
That direction, the man was sitting there as he was since about 3 o'clock when all of a sudden a loud explosion and he...
Dude, I remember because after they moved the police car right there, where he's at, they left his car there. They moved to the police car. I guess there was nothing on the police car that they needed. You know, there was like no fragments on the police car. So they moved the police car out of the way. And once my truck got there, my truck was placed close to that area because we were called in because we were providing the light. Because our truck is basically a mobile stadium. My rescue truck, well, the rescue truck I was on then, It's basically a mobile stadium when it comes to the lighting, because that thing is meant to illuminate entire fire scenes or entire rescue scenes or whatever. It's got some power. But yeah, so the FBI agent came and got us to have us come and look, and he was asking us if we had seen anything like that before. I'm standing over the body. Me and the wife and whoever else was on the crew. I think there was a couple other people who was on the crew that I ain't gonna mention the names of, but me and the wife was standing there just looking down at this mess, like he's right there at my feet. There's all the FBI numbers and all that stuff. You know how they do what they count the fragments of whatever going off, or bombs. They count the bomb fragments and whatever else the bomb caused to fragment. In this case, it would be the guy, Mr. Wells. It looked just like it did on TV. I was just standing there like, and the guy's like talking. He's like, I'm not hearing anything he's saying. I'm just standing there looking at the body like, holy shit. I never thought my day was going to end up like this. Standing here looking at this. And then I'm thinking, holy shit. I bet you he never thought his day was going to end like this or end up like this. Like, how does this, what makes people, man, you have so many thoughts when you standing over and looking at something like that. A lot of thoughts go through your mind. Like, what drives people to do this and stuff like that. Now, me as a humanitarian, I actually kind of don't like being a humanitarian because it makes me, I don't know. It ain't always easy to deal with. You want to help people, but you can't help everybody. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
He flipped onto his back, and the state police troopers scrambled. They're still holding guns on him, as you can see. They're still not exactly sure his condition. It is apparent that he did have a bomb, and he detonated it in front of the state troopers and the FBI agents that have been
He
here
didn't detonate the
since
bomb.
this standoff started about a half an hour ago.
Investigators find a lengthy note in Wells' car, apparently written by whoever fastened the bomb to his neck.
One of the notes in the bank, you don't even know, was written just to the police, saying it took us 7.5 years to put this together. You're not going to solve this in an hour.
At 3:21, the Erie bomb squad arrives at the scene. The night of August 28th and into August 29th, the FBI forms
There's
a
all
task force along with
the fragments and all that stuff I was talking about. Damn. Those lumps are like the numbers. That's what the number plates. They got numbers on them. That's not the pieces. That's the numbers. Just so you know that's not like lumps of human. That's like the number plates that they were using. They had like rocks or something like that holding down like lines of whatever they were mapping out. I'm not sure what they were doing, but there was a lot of it.
Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, as well as state and local police. Investigators conduct their first full searches of the television transmission tower site, Wells' rented house in the 2400 block of Loveland Avenue in Mill Creek Township.
3 weeks later, an individual named Bill Rothstein contacts the Pennsylvania State Police, said he's driving around Erie, he's going to kill himself, he's got a gun in his van, and he also needed to tell us he's got a dead body in the freezer in his garage, and that Marjorie...
Did you hear that? It went from Brian Wells being blown up by a bomb to a dead body in a freezer on the other side of town that's linked to the dead body, that's linked to somebody who has the information of who knows what's going on with both. What? Yeah, and that's just the start of what they found.
Deal Armstrong killed him. The body in the freezer turned out to be the boyfriend of Marjorie Deal Armstrong. And her boyfriend also had a role in this case initially. And his role was to participate in the bank robbery. Well, prior to the bank robbery happening, they got in an argument. And he said, I'm going to go to the authorities and tell them about that bank robbery you're going to do. And that's something Marjorie Deal Armstrong doesn't take kindly to. And she killed him with 2 shotgun shots to the back. while he laid in bed. So in order to dispose of the body, Marjorie Deal Armstrong contacted Bill Rothstein, whose house the body ended up in the freezer.
Now, check that out. The body ended up in the freezer of the Rothstein dude. You know what the Rothstein dude does for a profession? A high school teacher. Yeah.
And he came to clean up all the evidence from her house, brought it over to his house, bought a freezer, put him in the freezer, the guy that was shot. And their plan was, once that body was frozen, to cut it up into pieces, put it in an ice chipper, and then chip it into pieces and distribute it all throughout the county so there'd be no evidence in the case. You ever find a group of
Effing
people
crazy.
like-minded enough to want to do a plot like this? It just had never happened. And they called themselves the fractured intellectuals, meaning they were really, really bright, but they couldn't get along with anybody other than their own social group.
He's a filthy liar.
What do you have to say about Rothstein?
Rothstein should be charged with the murder of Brian Wells and a lot of other charges, and he got a fugitive from justice, a rapist that I turned into the FBI in his house for 2 years.
He says you committed the murder.
Rothstein is a filthy liar.
Ken, did you do it? No?
Look at this dude.
Marjorie said you did. Did you make the bomb? No. When you were
That's the
walking
bomb maker
across
right
the
there.
street, did you know that Brian Wells was
And
gonna
he made
die?
the gun cane. Or was it him that made the gun cane? That's the teacher right there.
Well, there were 7 total people involved in this case. 4 are now dead. Okay? 3
4
are
of the
still
7 people
alive.
have died while they were investigating this.
Were charged. So that leaves 1 that's still out there. And that person, we know who he is. He actually received a level of immunity from the United States Attorney's Office and was supposed to testify at trial of his involvement. So greed, power, and a group of diabolical characters put together
Diabolical
one of the most
is
maniacal plots in criminal history.
Ain't even half the half. Alright. So check this out. Since y'all stuck around, I got a little bonus for you. Bonus for you want to check this out. I present to you the bonus footage. This is the movie that case was turned into. It's on Netflix. It's called Evil Genius. This is the trailer. Dude, you got to watch this movie. I watched it just to see. Man, it is crazy. Check it out.
We got him out of the car and cuffed him.
I started hearing a beat. His eyes just got real wide.
A potential hostage sent into the bank with an explosive around their neck. Something like this had never happened before in the history of the FBI.
Right?
For being a small town, Erie has its share of bizarre events, but there is nothing that raised so many questions as this case.
Erie,
The call
Erie, Pennsylvania.
to the pizza shop at 1:30. Brian Wells drove to the site where the pizzas were to be delivered.
The man told police that he was forced to rob the bank.
The FBI believe that whoever built the caller is patient and secretive.
Brian Wells said he was supposed to go on a scavenger hunt.
He was supposed to go from point A to point B to point C, where the keys would be given him to release this bomb.
This made worldwide news.
The purpose of the pizza bomber plot? Money.
How could this happen? Who's the mastermind?
Please, what's your emergency?
There's a woman that you might want to question.
He's the one that did it. And he's co-conspirators.
There was a lot of tips coming in, but no smoking gun.
We didn't have DNA, fingerprints.
The bomb had wires that didn't mean anything to prevent the bomb squad from tampering with it.
Did you make the bomb?
No.
Liar!
It's a bank robbery, but it's a scavenger hunt. Guy has a cane gun, and it was actually loaded.
Who put this in motion?
I did nothing.
Who actually said, hey, let's rob a bank?
She laughed about it. She says, I got away with it.
Was Wells a victim or participant?
When you have a bomb up to your neck,
It became a diabolical game to them.
There you go. Evil Genius on Netflix. I think it's actually on YouTube too. But I'm gonna put the link to these videos down in the description, and you can check them out on your own. I think I have a third one. It's about 45 minutes long. It's a video of, like, it goes into more detail as far as like the raw footage type deal, you know, like the investigative documentary looking news pieces here and there, you know, all the other stuff that goes along with it. If I find that video again, I just seen it this morning. I'm gonna take a look and see if I can put that in there. But yeah, you got a couple things to check out. And when you come back, I'm gonna ask you, what was you watching? What y'all watching? All right, yo, I'm Aquarian OG, and that is a little time travel with me from Tales from the FD. See what I did there? All right. Check y'all out on the next video. Deuces on the flips. Like and sub if you haven't already, 'cause a brother got a dip.
Special.